Did it bury that? No. Yeah.
Your powers are weak.
Hello there. Did it bury that? Sorry guys, just waiting for Battlefront to load.
There is no escape.
The Dark Lord of the Sith is about to play. If it wants to load. Which it may not. But we don't know that. It seems to be frozen. Hello there, Kevin. This is the Dark Lord of the Sith, Darth Vader. I am hoping it will run just fine, but it seems to be lagging behind. Ah, there we go. Yes, yes. Sorry guys, it's taken so long to load. Alright. Now, see, I'm not going to unlock Count Dooku yet, just because Anakin will be coming out very soon, and I'd prefer to have him over Count Dooku, if anything at all. I was trying to get Pacificer and Breach Wars to work earlier, but the phone emulator that I have for it is just not working. Okay, there we go. Ah, the battle droids. I have not seen these since... Anybody on the live stream? I don't know. That's gonna be fun trying to see through this dragon thing. Alright, let's see. Crap, I was aiming at his legs. No, that's fine. Yeah, I know. I think I have Scorpion Marauder. I think I got him yesterday. God damn. Yeah, Kevin, I do still play Pacific Rim Beach Wars. I've been beyond busy and haven't really had much of a chance to do much on there as of recent. I apologize.
Hey, shut up.
What I'm gonna do is, I do have some videos pre-recorded already. I was able to record them in my free time, and I do plan on uploading them fairly soon, because I know that's what people are subscribed to me for, is Pacific Rim Beach Wars, and I haven't really been providing the content that they subscribed for. So I definitely will be getting back to that very soon. It's actually easier to see through this thing than I thought it would be.
Yes, by the way, hi.
Having my Darth Vader helmet on would kind of impede being able to hear you.
Oh.
I mean, I can hear you just fine somehow, because my headphones are on top of my computer. But yeah, keep talking.
Alright. So, yeah, yeah, I know that you're doing like a Star Wars stream, but Halo SPV3, most importantly, Part 2. Well, not really Part 2, it's actually like just 3.2.
Yeah?
Yeah, personally excited for it.
I will do too, man. I know I thoroughly enjoy playing SPV3 every once in a while. So, has John been just doing streams with Rain recently, and that's it?
Rain and, Rage.
Why does he not want us in there anymore?
Actually, I have been, talking. I actually did ask him about that. It's more of, if I could actually...
Yeah?
Like, he will, like, do, larger streams, like, involving, like, us, during, like, later this month. But like, for now, like, I guess, like, as of right now, when I talk to him, like, how am I gonna word this, basically, he doesn't really want, like, a whole bunch of people talking over each other. And, he seemed, and, like, I guess as is, like, right now, 3 has just been a, golden number as of right now, I guess you would say.
Okay. I mean, that seems alright.
Like, he is going to, like, have a larger stream, I think, as far as he told me. And
yeah.
It's like, it's nothing bad, I can tell you that.
I thought it kind of seemed like he just was getting a little bit tired of me.
Don't worry about it.
All right. I know I haven't really talked to you guys for a little while.
Yeah, that's true.
Somebody's complaining on here that people are cheating. It's like, no, nobody's cheating. It's kind of hard to see through this, but at the same time, I don't find it that difficult. Then again, I'm about to die, so. Alright, see you, Kevin. You have a nice day. Whew. Yeah, my subscribe. I'm trying to do something for my subscribers right now because I haven't really posted anything in a week. I have a bunch of videos pre-recorded, but I haven't gotten to actually upload them yet or anything. So, you know. Anywho, I know you guys had a stream yesterday.
Well, technically speaking, I wasn't a part of it because I was asleep during that time.
Oh, you
because
were?
School and shit.
Oh, I was out on a date with my girlfriend.
Oh, okay, that's nice.
Yeah. We went bowling and then I met her dad. That actually wasn't as bad as I thought it was. It was actually pretty cool. So.
Well, as long as you get a cool dad, a cool father-in-law that doesn't hate your guts, you should be fine.
Yeah, he seemed to be alright with me. So
yeah.
You got anything you want to talk about, Volk?
Nothing much really.
Nah.
Yeah, yeah, nothing much. But he is.
Yeah.
Okay. Basically, the first idea is essentially take Halo, but like kind of give like the enemy roster a little bit more of a 90s shooter variety, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like heavies, grunts.
Like what I had in mind was like at first it was like basically like each enemy is going to be based off of a weapon, but then that but that idea just kind of came just a little bit too, I guess, complicated. But just have like the original Covenant enemies, even like add in some like human enemies, like probably some UNSC deserters or whatever, or like. Okay, basically, kind of like the story is this. All right. You are okay. Yeah, let's just start with the potential story. You are a Spartan 3 that found out some weird shit with Oni, and then they discovered that you have discovered some sort of ploy or whatever. So they set you up as like a project / base mentions / versions of Halo, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like almost kind of have like a. I kind of want to say that basically have it like somewhat Quake inspired. Like you have like different episodes that you fight through with different themes. Like the first episode, I would imagine, is like kind of like normal Halo, except in this universe there's like some UNSC. You know that in Star Wars that there were at least after the Battle of Endor, there were like Imperial warlords.
Yeah.
Like maybe in this particular universe, there will be like some UNSC deserter warlords that split off and are trying to like conquer like some sectors of the galaxy, and you had to like fight through them as well. Like basically, you'll have like UNSC soldiers. You'll like fight rogue ODSTs. You'll even like. I had like an idea for like Spartan 3 enemies and Spartan 2 enemies. Like Spartan 3 enemies, like they will like incorporate like some of the armor abilities from Reach minus armor lock,
Right.
and their stats will like behave differently depending on the armor ability that they have. Like Spartans that use sprint, they of course, well, they're going to be faster. They're probably going to use close range weapons a little bit more, but they have weaker shields. For instance, like a reference to like Django Fett almost.
Oh yeah.
Like kind of stuff like that. And for like Spartan 2s, like I guess like a regular Spartan 2 is the equivalent of like an elite almost. I think. I guess you would. Yeah, let's just say that for now. It's still more of a it's more of a stream of consciousness of like potential ideas.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Like, okay, with the Covenant, mostly the same with the Covenant from the regular games, but, like, I need to, like, get shit straight so I can talk straight, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah, maybe that first episode you'll, like, fight regular-ish Covenant, which I guess probably would be based off of the Halo Reach Covenant. Like, basically how, like, certain units are... How certain units exist. Like, basically you have, like, Grunts, Jackals, Elites, Brutes, kind of like what they were in Halo Reach.
Yeah.
Maybe even have, like, Hunters, except, like, with these Hunters... Have them, like, from SPV3 almost. Like, have different variants of Hunters.
That works.
Like, maybe even, like, add in, like, I guess some drones, but not too much.
Uh-huh.
So, basically, you'll have, like, essentially, like, UNSC Warlords versus Covenant, and you're, like, in the thick of it, pretty much.
That'd be pretty cool.
And as for, like, vehicles, ever since it's going to be more of a single-player experience in which, like, you won't really have, like, allies, so... What I kind of thought of is, like, basically, like, kind of like in, Crisis.
Yeah.
Like, when you enter in a vehicle, you can, like, you can basically shoot the gun, like, basically shoot the turret, even though you're driving, kind of like in Crisis. That's just, like, an idea. So, yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
Like, it's like Warhawk. Yeah. So... Yeah, sorry if this is just so choppy and scattered-brained.
No, I get it, Vulcan.
Yeah. So for the second episode, so to speak, it'll be like an alternate universe where there's this sect of Covenant that discovered that, like, oh, the prophets were bullshitting us. Like, okay, the humans are supposed to, like, activate the Halo rings and all that kind of stuff, so we're going to, like, kind of make them just these... kind of like these high-ranking relics, essentially.
Right.
And there's some humans that actually agreed to this and essentially command this... Basically command, like basically this mostly Covenant faction. However, maybe it's just a little bit of the nerd in me, but probably, like, for that episode, with that version of the Covenant... Not only have, like, human enemies that have, like, almost, like, psychic powers because of Forerunner technology or whatever, but even have, like, actually, like, incorporate, like, the Four from Marathon and say that they're, like, a slaver species that has been overtaken by the Covenant and basically been forced into their ranks as slaves. Like, you get, like, the four fighters, the four... Yeah, pretty much. And, like, the four fighters are almost, like, on par with the grunts, almost.
Yeah.
But they could also, like, wield their, like, shock staffs from Marathon as well. And also the troopers. Like, in Marathon, there's this type of enemy called a trooper, which they're essentially like 4 fighters, except they're like in like these like vac suits or whatever, and they have like this assault rifle / grenade launcher-esque weapon that they use, kind of like basically the assault rifle and grenade, well, the assault rifle and Marathon, except for the troopers in this, they will use like UNSC weapons, maybe for like some lore reason, like, oh, they're not worthy to have Covenant technology or whatever. Or at the very least. I guess as like some sort of excuse. So there's that.
That would actually be pretty cool.
Yeah, kind of like just like Marathon was a Bungie game, and is also a '90s game, so there's a logic in that.
Yeah.
I don't care if that sounds gay or whatever or not. Yeah.
Well, Bungie hasn't done anything with Marathon since that, have they?
They haven't made anything since, like, anything Marathon related since Marathon Infinity. Well, they did port Marathon 2 Durandal to the Xbox 360.
They did?
Yeah, and I've heard that you can actually, on Bungie.net back then, you can actually, if you got Marathon 2 Durandal for 360, you can get like this, like, you know, in Reach that there's like these like I think there was like nameplates almost similar to the MCC.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was like this one plate that you can get that is like based off some sort of symbol or markings in Marathon.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, that was cool. So yeah, and like the humans will have like some of them will have like psychic powers, like could shoot ice, fire, or even like plasma or whatever. Like probably have like I guess 2 kinds of human enemies, like the acolytes, or they're humans that will use Covenant weapons, and like I don't know how I would make them different from Marines aside from Arsenal. You know, maybe even give them like some weak energy shields, or maybe some higher, maybe stronger energy shields even, because they're like in this particular sect of the Covenant. Right. They are like placed higher because they're the ones that can activate the tech and shit. And maybe have like the priests, or may have like mages, like call them either mages or priests, and they use various Forerunner technology that kind of looks like magic.
Oh,
like
yeah.
I said, like shoot fire, ice, lightning. Almost kind of be like the cultists from Jedi Academy, except none of them wield a lightsaber.
Right.
And only have different force powers, essentially.
Just like the cult members who only use the Force.
Yeah, pretty much. And maybe I also had the idea of having like human, like Covenant species hybrids, like Singheili human hybrids and Brute human hybrids. Like, I had like this particular idea for this is actually somewhat similar to an idea that a Quake, like, have you heard of the Quake mod Nahara before?
It sounds familiar.
Yeah, Nahara actually has like these 2 enemies that are essentially like human ogre hybrids, except like there's one like quote-unquote more human than ogre hybrid that uses like this automatic shotgun, I think. And then there's this more ogre than human hybrid, quote-unquote, that uses like this this nail gun arm that also I think it does shoot lightning. I think it's been a while since I played Nahara, but basically have like a more human than brute enemy that uses the UNSC grenade launcher, and have a more brute than human enemy that uses a brute shot. Maybe
that could actually work pretty well.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just curious how they would look.
Yeah.
Would they look kind of like orcs, but with more hair?
I don't know. It's just a stream of conscious of ideas.
Yeah. I'm just curious how the lore would work behind that.
Genetic testing or something? I don't know.
What?
I don't know, genetic experiments or some shit. I don't know, I'm not 100% sure. But, anyways. So maybe, like, the third episode would be, like, a universe where, like, the brutes, in, like, their primitive, state, basically taken over the galaxy. Or at least a large chunk of it.
Yeah.
So you basically have, like, a more, almost somewhat like the Banished, except it's more like... It looks more akin to Halo 3 brutes, and, like, basically their armor and, their weaponry and all that. You'll even have, like, elite slaves that basically, instead of having energy shields, they'll have breakable armor instead.
Oh, yeah.
And will use, like, brute weapons. And maybe you have this, grunt grenadier that basically has, like, a lot of, like, different kinds of grenades on his person, and he just rapidly chucks grenades at you, and if you kill him with a headshot, he'll just die regularly. But if you shoot him in his body, he has a chance of exploding.
Oh, okay. Kind of like suicide grunts, but different.
Yeah, a suicide grunt that chucks grenades at you rather than well, yeah, chase you down.
That still works.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting, would it hold, like, spiker grenades, regular grenades, and then...
Plasma, spike, fire bombs, whatever. Which is whatever the variant. They'll just chuck at you relentlessly. So, yeah.
It's like... Kind of like a skee ball, but for grenades.
I guess so. So, the fourth universe would be a universe that is, like, overtaken by the Flood. And you just have a lot of these, comet forms, infection forms, and various types of pure forms. Just, like, this whole, just this eldritch, horror-esque episode just full of, like, different kinds of Flood enemies, essentially. And, like, with the pure forms, like, unlike in Halo 3, they will, like, stay in a certain form. Like, have you noticed in, like, Halo 3 that the pure forms shift forms, actually?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, in this fan game, this theoretical fan game, they will just stay in a certain form. Like, you have the tank, the range, the stalker, and all that.
Yeah.
Maybe even have, like, some newer forms. Maybe even have, like, the Flood Juggernaut, maybe. So, yeah, Flood-infested universe as an idea. So, another dimension that I was thinking of is, like, just like a more, like, Forerunner technology-esque dimension where you, like, fight Sentinels, different versions of the Promethean enemies, like, also kind of taking from SPV3 a little bit, like, actually more of a piece of cut content. Originally in SPV3, there was going to be, like, these Sentinel soldiers, quote-unquote, that will actually adapt to their environment. Like,
oh, yeah?
Yeah, so basically, like, they'll, like, adapt to the to whatever the situation calls for, and all that. And when you kill if you kill a certain Promethean soldier in a certain form, you'll get a weapon. You'll get a certain weapon out of it, and you can use it.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, like, nothing really too developed on the Forerunner side. So, yeah. And, like, the final-esque dimension, like, just like in Quake, you had to, like, collect these runes at the end of each, dimension in order to basically get to the final boss or whatever. But instead, it's going to be a final chapter where basically, like, you actually go in and storm an Oni base and you have like a different like enemy faction. I guess similar to the UNSC, almost, except there's a little bit more experimental with technology and such.
Yeah.
Like, you have like Oni soldiers that act like Marines, but they'll sometimes basically have like Oni like develop like their own version of the plasma rifle, which will just really like be called the Storm Rifle, because the Storm Rifle in Halo 4 and 5, I'm not really liking that design because it's, I don't know, like it looks like a reverse engineered weapon that the UNSC would have created instead of an actual Covenant weapon.
Right.
So basically having like the Storm Rifle just like paint black, give it like a more human heads-up display on the little screen that it has, and basically it's essentially the Oni Storm Rifle, essentially. And also, and even like some of these Oni soldiers will even have like reverse-engineered quote-unquote plasma grenades as well, and even have like some sort of like robotic like mimic of the Hunter that will like shoot like either rockets or a machine gun turret as well. And for actually for Spartan 4s, well, first of all, give them black undersuits and make the designs less utterly insane. Like the favorite 3 design for the Spartans is just insane.
Yeah,
it's just like visual overload.
It's too much.
Yeah, just basically reduce the amount of insanity induced by it. Like have like the recruit helmet, like maybe the recruit helmet, maybe the warrior helmet, the soldier helmet, maybe, for instance. And they'll actually have like armor abilities based off of Halo 4 instead.
Mm-hmm.
Like basically have like one Spartan have like a hard light shield, the other one, another one with a regenerative field, one with thrusters, that kind of shit.
Mm-hmm.
And also I have thought about I've actually thought about like having like different bosses for like each
kind of like the Immortal guy, Warden Eternal.
Well, I guess you could say that, but basically, like, just, I don't know, just point as boss characters at the end of each dimension. Like, maybe for the first dimension, you face like some sort of like ODST officer in like Cyclops armor or whatever, and you have to take him down.
That definitely would be interesting.
Yeah, like basically some of the older. I think, like, if I'm correct, like the older Mjolnir armors are actually more of a mech-ish, or at least like larger forms of power armor than the Mark 4 and 5, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so.
Yeah, so essentially have that. Have that for like a boss. For like the second dimension, I was probably thinking of like some human elite hybrid that wields energy swords, possibly.
That definitely could work.
Yeah, like basically just like this human dude, just this human with like basically with like a split jaw. And basically is essentially a master of energy swords, essentially. Or has, like, energy swords that are more modified for, like, human hands, probably. Mm-hmm. And you had to find them. And
I know Master Chief is able to wield them alright, but not... That's the only Covenant weapon that he truly has yet to master.
And I'm assuming that you quoted Death Battle.
Kinda.
Yeah, that was a near quote. Like, basically, like, when you kind of look at the energy sword a little bit, It does look like it's more adept for essing Healy's hand rather than a human hand, so...
Well, yeah, just because of how their fingers are split.
Yeah, pretty much. So basically have, like, this boss character have a more human-friendly version of the energy sword for him to use. He's just, like, fast. He could probably, like, almost be like a Jedi-esque character, almost. Hell, even give him, like, maybe even some psionics. Maybe. But, yeah. I haven't really decided for, like, boss characters for, like, the Brute, like, the Brute dimension, the Flood dimension, maybe, like, a Great Mind or something, and the Forerunner dimension. However, for the, home dimension, like, the Oni, home, like, the Oni episode.
Yeah.
Maybe have basically this, basically have, like, essentially a Spartan that is essentially a mixture of the Halo 5 Spartan, the Halo 5 Spartans, but also have like the armor abilities of the Halo 4 Spartans as well.
Yeah, I know in Halo 5 they kind of got rid of that.
Well, I'm saying just to basically like bring those together.
If they do it right, then it could work really well.
And, well, I'm just saying for this fan game. That's just all I'm saying.
Well, yeah. I'm just saying if they do it right, it could actually go really well.
Well, I was incidentally, I actually, like, reinstalled Halo 5 a while ago and then uninstalled it, and I have to say that if tweaked a little bit more and under a different IP, I feel like I would tolerate it a lot more, but... it's like hit or miss, but it's mostly miss for me.
But yeah.
Yeah, and also General's in the YouTube chat.
John's in my chat right now.
Yeah, he says he also cannot hear.
You can't hear me, John? I'm kind of being a smart ass.
Loud?
Can you hear me, John? Can thou hear me?
The PC is currently in bits at the moment, he says.
What does he mean by that?
John, can you further elaborate that? And also, just kind of listening to the stream, I feel like I'm kind of loud. Like...
Loud?
I don't know. I seem to be a little overbearing. I don't know, maybe that's just me.
Hold on a second. Yeah, my hair probably looks like crap right now. Ah, there we go. Ah, my hair's in my eyes again. Yeah, I know it looks weird with Darth Vader wearing a headset. Here, see if John will come in the chat. Oh, just wanted to pop in, I guess.
Maybe.
It's good hearing from you, John. Or reading from you.
Yeah.
Do you think you actually would join the Discord chat?
Well, he basically has to get back to work. He says now back to work for me. So there's that.
Okay. Alright, after this match I'm gonna close it off, though I'm getting kind of tired.
No.
I had a fairly decent day, yeah, I mean I had a decent day of course, but it was kind of busy as well. Hey, hey, Vulcan, are you seeing me just absolutely ravage these guys?
Well, you have a delay in the stream.
You'll see it here in a minute. I got 4 kills in like 10 seconds.
So, But, anyways, okay, basically final boss of the entire thing is, yeah, a Spartan 4 with, like, Spartan abilities, but also has, like, the armor abilities of Halo 4, and you'll, like, use them periodically as well, like, doing, like, shields, regenerative fields, all that shit.
Alright.
Pretty much. Weapons is basically a whole can of worms that I feel like I cannot essentially word properly because speech is failing me, like stuff. So yeah, but with the second idea that I had is more of a, I guess a sequel to the first idea, in which it's a little bit more akin to like Hexen 2 almost, inspired where you have like different character classes that you can like choose before you start the game. So what I kind of had in mind was like you had a Spartan, an Elite, a Brute, and a Skirmisher. Sorry.
Don't die on me now.
Yeah, dry throat.
So how's your day done today, Vulcan?
Anyways, each of the classes will have like their own like stats, and like in Hexen 2, they will like get some abilities that are exclusive to them eventually.
Yeah.
And have like different leveling up and all that. Like maybe the Spartan as like one, I guess, ability or perk is to hold 4 of each grenade, for instance.
Yeah.
And maybe like the Brute will probably like have some sort of like berserk mode later on that you can activate. Like I'm trying to like figure out the best way to basically balance each, or if I should just scrap one of them, or just stick with the Spartan and Elite. But I would like to see like a Brute and a Skirmisher go along. And also like in Hexen, like I guess like in Heretic, Hexen, and Hexen 2. You'll like have like some abilities in an inventory, and some abilities like have different effects depending on each class. Like maybe there could be some sort of like armor ability-esque glyph that basically activates like a certain ability for each class. Like for the Spartan, it would probably be a hologram. For the Elite, it would be active camouflage. For the Brutes, maybe he'll deploy either a bubble shield or like or basically do a concussive blast, just like in Halo Online.
Yeah.
Because that's maybe something like that. And maybe for the Skirmisher, what could the Skirmisher do? But, like, what could he have? I know Skirmisher, like, there was like a Skirmisher variant that could do a hologram, but that's not what I want to do.
No.
Oh, maybe melees will like have different like strengths and speeds. Like Spartan is fairly standard, like a regular Halo like melee speed.
Yeah.
Elites, the Elite will probably be slightly slower, or maybe basically slower, just have a little bit more reach. And for the Brute, maybe basically when you have like armor on, like this is like a Halo 3 Brute that we're talking about. maybe his punches are like pretty slow at first, but when his armor is like broken off, like his melee power and speed like increase, essentially.
Yeah.
And maybe for the skirmisher, like his attacks are very fast but very weak, but you can get a perk that allows him to when basically an enemy has like no shields, he will actually inflict bleeding damage onto that enemy, maybe. Actually, maybe the skirmisher could actually like do like a burst of speed as like, I guess, somewhat of an ability or something. I don't know.
I mean, honestly, all these are sounding pretty good, to be completely honest, but I'm not 100% on like game design or design like this in general. But I mean, it does sound good. Yeah.
And even for like these game ideas, I've also thought of like, hey, not only having like Halo music in there, but maybe have like Halo-fied versions of classic FPS music as well, like Quake, Hexen, Doom, maybe. Just Halo-fied versions of different songs.
I'm curious what you mean by that.
Like, basically, like... like, almost like... Maybe, like, Halo-esque remixes, I guess, of, like, different, like old music. Like, make them sound a lot more Halo-like, like, replace, like, some of the instruments and whatever. Or maybe, like... Like, maybe, like, have some that are, like, Halo 3 ODST, like... in certain instances, maybe. If that makes any sense.
Yeah. I know there's one track from Halo ODST in particular that I like to listen to, and you remember when you're the rookie and you're basically down in the not sewers but
you're just going underground?
Yeah. And then it kind of looks like it's icy and you're alone.
I haven't played ODST in a while, so my memory's a little...
fuzzy?
Yeah, a little fried.
Okay. I mean, for me, I remember a lot of things that people don't generally remember. Because I'll give you an example. Back when I was a kid, after we would eat lunch and stuff, my sister would go take a nap or whatever, and then my dad would go downstairs and he would play like Jedi Academy or Jedi Outcast on his computer, and I would watch him play until my sister got up from her nap. And he was like, I don't remember, and he was saying, I don't remember that at all. I was like, yeah, I didn't figure, but that was just something I remembered from when I was younger. I was like, and then most of the time people ask me like, how do you remember that stuff? I'm like, I don't know, I just remember.
That's me also, keep in mind.
It's
I
not,
also
it's
remember
useless information, but
shit.
It's like, I still remember it.
Yeah. So yeah.
You got more to talk about? Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah, just like some ideas, like, ever since it's like, a mix of like old FPS games and classic Halo, I guess for the most part, have like basically just, have like kind of like remix tracks, even like have like certain tracks from even like games like Marathon, for instance, as well.
Yeah.
Or even like throw in Myth, because that's, even though it's not an FPS, it's a Bungie game still.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of things they could do with it, and a lot of things that they should, but who knows at this point, honestly. They could do it. They could be like, do they take feedback?
Who's they?
The people who made SPV3.
CMT?
I mean, like, do they take ideas and feedback?
Not 100% sure. But I'm just a guy that has a vision that is different from SPV3. Like, SPV3 is like more of a reimagining of the Halo CE campaign with like new weapons, enemies, and even though like I would say armor abilities, but they're extremely passive, I would say.
Yeah.
Like you have like sprint. I guess it's like the only like armor ability that is actually in there, but you have health regen, which is essentially essential for higher difficulties.
Right.
And visor, which is primarily only useful for one section on Pillar of Autumn and in Truth and Reconciliation, that beginning part.
Uh-huh.
So yeah. I don't know if they're going to do anything else for like Lambera, because they're also going to SPV3I's Lambera. But they're going to do like some stuff different with that as well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
So yeah.
Sorry, I'm not being as talkative as the moment. I'm concentrating a little bit. I'm not dying.
That's understand. That's to be expected. So yeah.
I'm happy to listen though.
Yeah. And also for like both ideas, like I would like to basically kind of pull a basically like in some mods for like Doom and Quake, that they'll actually take sounds from like other games, like put them in there as well.
Yeah.
Like one of my ideas was actually to like apply the Archer Lord sounds to like that human like Sangheili hybrid boss. Like if you ever played Quake 1.5, the Warlord has the same voice lines as that enemy.
Really?
Yeah, basically, like after playing Hexen 2, like after playing through Hexen 2, you do notice some things like the water splash sound in Quake 1.5 is the same in Hexen 2, and the Warlord's dialogue, I guess you would say, is also from Hexen 2. Horse Shack, my dude, Horse Shack. Yeah. I feel like Horse Shack is now forever ingrained in my memory.
Oh yeah?
And you know what? I don't regret it. I actually find that particular dialogue endearing in a weird sense.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. I actually do recommend Hexen 2.
I have all of them.
Have you played Hexen 2?
Yeah, there was a pack I bought on Steam where I have all those games now.
Well, if you haven't already, like, just because you have a game doesn't mean you've completed it or even played it, because I technically have Deus Ex Human Revolution and I have not touched it yet.
I bought a pack that gave me all the Steam games, like all the Valve games.
Yeah, the Valve Complete Pack.
Yep. That only cost me 99 cents.
I'm pretty sure that you had, like, at least some Valve games, like, prior.
I mean, I had like 2 or 3, but it gave me like 15 that I did not have.
Sweet.
I got Half-Life Source, I got Portal 1 and 2. I got a bunch of Source games.
Yeah. No Source. Sourcey Source. No, actually, ever since I'm kind of playing SPV3 right now, like I actually had like two ideas for like 2 weapons, and like at least for the first game mod thing, like have like basically grunt ultras like from Reach, but sometimes they'll like carry a purple plasma rifle called the grunt plasma rifle, and my thinking is either like they like could we like basically apply the SPV3 brute plasma rifle properties to it, like. Keep in mind, in SPV3, the brute plasma rifle fires slower, more powerful rounds.
Yeah.
But in Halo 2, it fires faster rounds and it overheats faster. Actually, both overheat faster, but still, you get my point.
Right.
And I'm not sure if I should apply, like, SPV3 brute plasma rifle to, like, the brutes or to the grunt plasma rifle.
Yeah.
Then again, like, also, like, I guess on the topic with, like, weapons, like, yeah, I'd also be aware of, like, redundancy as well. Like, would it be really worth it to have, like, this weapon over this weapon or whatever? Like, what would be the point? Like, some people even, like, criticize SPV3 for being a little redundant when it comes down to certain weapons.
Well, I mean... I couldn't really say. It's been a while since I played, so I mean, it does have a good variety of weaponry, but I mean, if they added more, it would probably make the game a bit more fun. But I mean, with all the weapon variants they have now, I can't really complain, because I'm fairly satisfied with what I have to choose from, but I mean, if they want to add more, then so be it.
Well, they're going to, like, add, like, different variations of weapon, like, different, like, I guess new-ish, / different-ish, like, acting weapons in the Lambera campaign.
Uh-huh.
Like, as far as I can tell, the, assault rifle is going to have, like, 90 rounds or something in the Lambera campaign or something. 90 or 60?
90 or 60, you said?
No, I think... Wait. Here, let me... that wheat. Yeah, also SPV3 has a separate Twitter for Masters, so... Yeah, just pointed that out there. Okay. If I would have to count, with the assault rifle ammunition, so it's like... Okay, 1, 2, 3. So that's 3 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20. So 3 times 20 is 60. So yeah. And also according to another tweet from that SPV3 account, the SMG is going to have 90 rounds. 90? Yeah, 90 rounds. And the SMG and AR are going to do the same damage per clip, but the SMG can discharge it in 3 seconds, while the AR discharges it in 6 seconds. Of course, the SMG is less accurate, too, so... Basically, the difference, I guess, with the AR and the SMG is, like... Do you want complete hailstorm or a little bit more accurate mid-ranged hailstorm? Yeah. Honestly, somewhat redundant, but yeah.
Alright, here, hold on, Volk. Alrighty, guys, that's gonna be about it for the stream. I hope you guys did enjoy. I know Darth Vader playing Battlefront 2 probably was, I hope it was alright. But, yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy, and I will see you next stream.
Yeah.
Goodbye for now.